was just a nightmare. Or was it? These dreams, they won't leave me. All the people to have dreamed about him, why me? Call him what you want, a criminal, a lunatic. All I know is this: Jesus claimed to have a direct connection to God. Nightmares, they came with a message. What do I do with this message? What if the nightmares came from the devil himself to thwart the plans of the man they say saves souls? What if it came from an angel, saying his time had come to rule the world? I did the only thing I could do, even though I knew it could cost my husband and I our privileged positions. My husband, have nothing to do with that man, Jesus. The city was already heaving with people from the Passover. The Jews surely would have rioted. I can only pretend to know what real power feels like, for I'm only married to it. Does innocent blood run warmer on his hands? Does regret steal his sleep? Whatever the case, he did not listen to me. His followers say that he will come back to life. Let me assure you, there is no coming back from what he succumbed to. Who do I say that he is? This man who stood stoically as he was beaten, ridiculed, and tortured. Who claimed things I'd never seen another human being claim. Who taught peacefully as far as I could ever tell. I have no idea who he was. But it doesn't matter. He's dead.
What wondrous love is this, oh my soul, oh my soul. What wondrous love is this, oh my soul. What wondrous love is this that caused the Lord of bliss to bear the dreadful curse for my soul, for my soul. To bear the dreadful curse for my soul. When I was sinking down, sinking down, sinking down. When I was sinking down, sinking down. When I was sinking down, beneath God's righteous frown, Christ laid aside his crown for my soul, for my soul. Christ laid aside his crown for my soul.
Jesus was in Bethany at the house of Simon, who had a skin disease. While Jesus was there, a woman approached him with an alabaster jar filled with expensive perfume. She poured this perfume on Jesus' head while he was eating. His followers were upset when they saw the woman do this. They asked, "What a waste of perfume! Could it not have been sold for a great deal of money and given to the poor?" Knowing what had happened, Jesus said, "Why are you troubling this woman? She did an excellent thing for me. You will always have the poor with you, but you will not always have me. This woman has poured perfume on my body to prepare me for burial. I tell you the truth. Wherever the good news is preached in all the world, what this woman has done will be told, and people will remember her." Then one of the 12 apostles, Judas Iscariot, went to talk to the leading priests. He said, "What will you pay me for giving Jesus to you?" And they gave him 30 silver coins. After that, Judas watched for the best time to turn Jesus in.
Let's stand together and we'll sing. Were you there when you crucified my Lord? Were you there when they crucified my Lord? Sometimes it causes me to tremble, tremble, tremble. Were you there when they crucified my Lord? We're going to have a reading.
Be merciful to me, Lord, for I am in distress. My eyes grow weak with sorrow, my soul and body with grief. My life is consumed by anguish, and my years are groaning. My strength fails because of my affliction, and my bones grow weak. Because of all my enemies, I am the utter contempt of my neighbors, and I am an object of dread to my closest friends. Those who see me on the street flee from me. I am forgotten as though I were dead. I become the broken pottery. For I hear many whisperings, terror on every side. They conspire against me, and I plot to take my life. But I trust in you, Lord. I say, you are my God.
Were you there when they nailed him to the tree? Were you there when they nailed him to the tree? Sometimes it causes me to tremble, tremble, tremble. Were you there when they nailed him to the tree? There when they laid him in the tomb. Were you there when they laid him in the tomb? Sometimes it causes me to tremble, tremble, tremble. Were you there when they laid him in the tomb?
Jesus and his followers went to a place called Gethsemane. He said to them, "Sit here while I pray." Jesus took Peter, James, and John with him, and he began to be very sad and troubled. He said to them, "My heart is full with sorrow to the point of death. Stay here and watch." After walking a little further away from them, Jesus fell to the ground and prayed that if possible, he would not have this time of suffering. He prayed, "Abba, Father, you can do all things. Take away this cup of suffering, but do not what I want, but what you want." Then Jesus went back to his followers and found them asleep. He said to Peter, "Simon, are you sleeping? Couldn't you stay awake with me for 1 hour? Stay awake and pray for strength against temptation. The spirit wants to do what is right, but the body is weak." Again, Jesus went away and prayed the same thing. Then he went back to his followers, and again he found them asleep because their eyes were very heavy, and they did not know what to say to him. After Jesus prayed a third time, he went back to his followers and said to them, "Are you still sleeping and resting? That's enough. The time has come for the Son of Man to be handed over to sinful people."
I come to the garden alone, while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear, the Son of God discloses, and he walks with me and he talks with me and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. He speaks, and the sound of his voice is so sweet. The birds hush their singing, and the melody that he gave to me within my heart is ringing. And he walks with me and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. I stay in the garden with him, though the night around me is falling, but he bids me go through the voice of woe. His voice to me is calling, and he walks with me and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known.
The leading priests and the whole Jewish council tried to find something that Jesus had done wrong so that they could kill him. But the council could find no proof of anything. Many people came and told false things about him, but all said different things, None of them agreed. Then some people stood up and lied about Jesus, saying, "We heard this man say, 'I will destroy this temple that people made, and 3 days later I will build another temple not made by people.' But even the things these people said did not agree." Very early in the morning, the leading priests, the elders, and the teachers of the law, and all the Jewish council decided what to do with Jesus. They tied him, led him away, and turned him over to Pilate, the governor. Pilate asked Jesus, "Are you the king of the Jews?" Jesus answered, "Those are your words." The leading priests accused Jesus of many things, so Pilate asked Jesus another question. "You can see that these people are accusing you of many things. Aren't you going to answer?" But Jesus still said nothing, so Pilate was very surprised. While Pilate was sitting there in the judge's seat, his wife sent him a message: "Don't do anything to that man, because he is innocent. Today I had a dream about him, and it troubled me very much." But the leading priests and elders convinced the crowd to ask for Barabbas to be freed and for Jesus to be killed. Pilate said, "I have Barabbas and Jesus. Which do you want me to set free for you?" The people answered, "Barabbas." Pilate asked, "So what should I do with Jesus, the one called the Christ?" They all answered, "Crucify him." Pilate asked, "Why? What wrong has he done?" But they shouted louder, "Crucify him." When Pilate saw that he could do nothing about this and that a riot was starting, he took some water and washed his hands in front of the crowd. And he said, "I am not guilty of this man's death. You are the ones who are causing it." And all the people answered, "We and our children will be responsible for his death." Then they set Barabbas free, but Jesus was beaten with whips and handed over to the soldiers to be crucified.
Who has believed our message, and to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? He grew up before him like a tender shoot, and like a root out of dry ground. He had no beauty or majesty to attract us to him, nothing in his appearance that we should desire him. Rejected, a man of suffering and familiar with pain. Like one from whom people hid their faces, he was despised, and we held him in low esteem.
Forbid it, Lord, that I should boast, save in the death of Christ my God. Them to his blood.
Surely he took up our pain and bore our suffering, yet we considered him punished by God, stricken by him, and afflicted.
See from his head, his hands, his feet, sorrow and love.
for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was on him, and by his wounds we are healed.
Were the whole realm of nature mine, that were an offering far too small, love so amazing, so divine, demands my soul, my life, my all. Love so amazing, so divine, demands my soul, my life, my all. How deep the Father's love for us, how vast beyond all measure, that He should give His only Son to make a wretch His treasure. How great the pain of searing loss! The Father turned His face away, which wounds which mark the chosen one bring many souls to glory. Behold the man upon the cross, my sin upon his shoulders. Ashamed I hear my mocking voice call out among the scoffers. It was my sin that held him there until it was accomplished. His dying breath has brought me life. I know that it is finished.
soldiers took off the robe and put on his own clothes on him again. Then they led him away to be crucified. As the soldiers were going out of the city with Jesus, they forced a man from Cyrene named Simon to carry the cross for Jesus. They all came to the place called Golgotha, which means the place of the skull. The soldiers gave Jesus wine mixed with gall to drink. He tasted the wine but refused to drink it. When the soldiers had crucified him, they threw lots to decide who would get his clothes. The soldiers sat there and continued watching him. They put a sign above Jesus' head with a charge against him. It said, "This is Jesus, the King of the Jews." 2 robbers were crucified beside Jesus, one on the right and one on the left. People walked by and insulted Jesus and shook their heads, saying, "You said you could destroy the temple and build it again in 3 days. So save yourself. Come down from that cross if you are really the Son of God." The leading priests, the teachers of the law, and the Jewish elders were also making fun of Jesus. They said, "He saved others, but he can't save himself. He says he is the King of Israel. If he is the king, let him come down now from the cross. Then we will believe him. He trusts in God, so let God save him now, if God really wants him." He himself said, "I am the Son of God." And in the same way, the robbers who were being crucified beside Jesus also insulted him.
Weakness, watch and pray. Find in me
It was about noon, and the whole land became dark until 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because the sun did not shine. The curtain in the temple was torn in two. Jesus cried out in a loud voice, "Father, I give you my life." After Jesus said this, he died.
Above all powers, above all kings, above all nature and all created things, above all wisdom and all the ways of man. You were here before the world began. Above all kingdoms, above all thrones, above all wonders the world has ever known, above all wealth and treasures of the earth, there's no way to measure what you're crucified, I lay behind the stone. You live to die, rejected and alone, like a rose trampled on the ground. You took the fall and thought of me. Crucified, lay behind the stone. You live to die, rejected and alone, like a rose trampled on the ground. You took the fall and thought of me. Above all, like a rose trampled on the ground, you took the fall and thought of me. Above all.